So we did Casa Rustica in Boone, North Carolina for our manager leadership interview. So the interview was with Will Spinetto. He is the bar manager at Casa Rustica. They have Italian cuisine. They opened in 1981. They accommodate anywhere from small gatherings to large parties. So if you go in and ask for a private space, they have that available. And they also do catering. And then some background info was that it was opened by the Padroni family who moved to the High Country in 1981 from overseas. Peter was the person who founded it in Cannobio, Italy, and he met his wife, or he is from Cannobio, Italy, and he met his wife Sarah in Bermuda, and then they moved to the High Country in North Carolina to start a restaurant in hopes of a good place to raise their kids, and Casa Rustica was originally named the Country Cupboard. So the questions we asked Will were, what is the most difficult part of managing? And he said it was finding a balance between customer and employee priority, especially within serious situations.
How would you describe your managing style? He said he has more of a democratic style where he cares about everyone's opinions and not just himself.
How do you handle conflict in the workplace? He said that he'll separate the issue to resolve it and then listen to both sides of the story from both perspectives.
What do you look for in an employee? He looks for someone who not only cares but is professional.
How important are interpersonal relationships with employees to you? He said that it's important, but it's not very vital. He doesn't make it a requirement to be friends, but it is good to be friends so that you have that relationship and you know how to work with others.
How do you encourage team building among employees? He tries to create a network so that all the servers help one another in order to increase productivity.
What led you to this leadership position? He said that it was just a college job originally, and then he moved up, and originally he was a server and a bartender.
What advice would you give someone who is in a management position? He advised to not let friendships get in the way of making professional decisions.
And would you choose this career path again? He said yes, he would choose to do the job again, and I guess be a manager again.
What is your level of education? He is currently getting his bachelor's degree in business at App State.
What are your strengths and weaknesses in regards to management? His strengths are he's passionate, well-rounded, and personable, and then his weaknesses are that he's very headstrong and he can become too invested in what he does.
What steps did you take to get into this position? When he was initially hired, he started off as a busser, and then he eventually became a server, and then a bartender, and then he currently is a bartending manager.
Do you see yourself in this position for a long period of time? He said that he doesn't. He only plans to stay here for another year while he finishes school and gets his degree.
Would your employees consider you to be a decent manager? He said, yes, I am well liked by a lot of my employees, and he considers himself to be a great manager.
How long did you have to work to get into a managerial position? He has worked there for a year and a half, and now he's the manager of the bar.
What is your name and title? His name is Will Spinetto, and he is currently a bar manager.
What management skills have helped you lead effectively? He said he takes ownership and is willing to understand.
How do you encourage staff motivation / productivity? He says that he incorporates a lot of competition within the workplace for the staff members to kind of give them encouragement, and he also believes in verbal affirmation.
How do you manage new versus experienced staff? He says that he's very attentive to new staff to make sure that they're doing things correctly, and he doesn't pay much attention to experienced staff because he trusts that they know what they're doing. And that is it.